Hello, my dears. We're back for lesson 112, which is part of the review. So my first review is light and joy and peace abide in me. That means they're built into me. I am the home of light and joy and peace. These are the elements that make up the very fabric of my being, and I welcome them into the home I share with God or with love because I am part of Him. We live in the same mind. I am an expression of this one source. I am an aspect. I'm a specific way of being of this one source. Now, I'm going to give you an example. Since I live here in Florida, we have lots of water. I may have given you this one before, but if I have, that's okay. You need to hear it more than once anyway. So if you go over to the coast, you look out at the Atlantic Ocean, and you would say, there's water out there. And in this particular area, you would call it the Atlantic Ocean. Now, the oceans of the world are all connected. They're all one, just like we're all one. But in other locations, you would call this singular body of water that's all joined together the Gulf of Mexico or the South China Sea or the Arctic Ocean. In other words, this very same water is called different things. The very same love, the generic love, if you want to call it that, or the creative source, shows up as us, but it's the same thing. It's identical. Now listen, you would not say water causes the Atlantic Ocean. That would be crazy. Water is the Atlantic Ocean. Nor would you say, on the other way, that the Atlantic Ocean derives from the water. There's no from anything. They are the same. One is called something else. In other words, there's a specific name in specific locations. I hope that gives you the idea that the properties of water, liquidity, wetness, and so on and so forth, are the same for generic water and the same for the Atlantic Ocean. Everything that applies to the description, if you will, of the creative source or God absolutely 100% applies to us as well. Never forget that. Okay. The second one, I am as God created me. Well, that should be self-evident at this point. And it says, I will remain forever as I was. Well, I'm going to change the was to am because everything is actually happening in the present moment. So, I will remain forever as I am, created by the changeless like Himself, itself, and I am one with that. Sea, water, Atlantic Ocean are the same thing. So I'm not small, I'm not guilty, I'm not a separate person. All of that is part of a bad dream, but has nothing to do with the actual truth of me, the actual truth of you, and the component parts that we are, so to speak. So oneness is a fact, and it's not like we're a bunch of little puzzle pieces that have to be brought back together. We've never been apart. So let this just sink in. We are unique, individual, but not separated expressions of the same thing. Okay, really important idea. I'll tell you what, let that I am as God created me almost be the lesson of all lessons, because that says it all. Have a great practice. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Have a wonderful day.